I think it's Monday. Not the best opening line, but it's something. Anyway, it is Monday. It's time for a little positivity, and I figured let's get back to this. Let's try to make this more recurring. Then, how's it going, Tabletop?
Well, I know it's Monday. I'm laying, I posted on Twitter, hey, it's Monday. What is everyone doing to lay their foundation for their week to make it as positive as possible? Because, man, when you get around the weekends, it's like, by the time you hit Friday, you're like, work's a drag. It's time for the Saturday.
And it sounds like a storm just hit here. So,
oh, no, it didn't just hit. Well, it might have just hit you, but I'm actually going through it right now.
Yeah, you're...
I was going through it just before we joined.
So yeah, what's been going on? Let's get into some good stuff then.
Oh, okay. Well,
I mean,
I got a lot of projects going on myself for Tabletop and stuff. I'm actually created a fan site for I haven't linked the fan site to anyone yet because it's not done yet, but I'm creating a fan site for people who love Tabletop and that consider themselves Tabletop Junkies, like me. So it's actually called the Tt Rpg Junkies Wiki. I just decided to do it. You gave me the idea last time we streamed. You're like, have you decided to find some way to publish your site and publish your information, just for people to use? And it's like, well, yeah. And I tried to look, in a few things, and I found out that maybe just creating a fan site would be good.
Something. Oh. I should probably check on that, but I'm not worried about it right now.
When we see a twig in when we see a branch in your screen, we'll worry.
Don't worry. The stream will go down. And I'll be gone, but you'll be able to hear like this little girl scream somewhere like off in the heart of Michigan, like. Ah!
That was your girly scream. That sounded more manly. But hey, at least no one can pick on you about that.
Well, I gotta save that. All right, you'll know when you hear it.
But yeah, I'm working on a few projects because I've got some things coming out. I mean, it's just Tabletop is just the way I like to lay my weeks.
Dude, so did you hear out any of the stuff that happened this weekend? Like, there was like a big it was like some sort of creator fight happened.
I heard about it. I heard that something went down. And are we talking about that whole incident with I don't want to say it wasn't with Witsy, was it? Or was it? Am I right? Am I thinking about that?
I was talking about the Sam Hyde thing because that.
Oh yeah. Well, I've just heard a lot of in the Tabletop community, everyone is kind of in an uproar right now because of the whole 1D&D thing, and I just I'm just not 100% sure what. I try to tune that kind of stuff out and do my own thing, but here we are.
yeah. No, that was like.
So what is going on? Please share.
So there was some sort of fight thing set up by Keemstar, I think. And yeah, Keemstar of I think Drama Alert.
Oh.
It's basically big YouTubers got into boxing. And then they brought in Sam Hyde, the guy who gets blamed for every incident that happens.
Huh.
They're like, "Oh, what's this? There was a mass shooting? Oh, one Samuel Hyde was on the scene."
Oh, wow.
And then it's it's not him.
Yeah.
But it's always he always gets blamed for everything.
Oh yeah. Huh.
And they it was ridiculous stuff that happened.
It sounds like a bunch of childish people fighting.
Yeah. Something to that effect.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I try not to pay attention to that stuff because I am striving, because now that I got my own studio and I've got a lot of privacy now and I'm able to do a little bit more.
You want to focus on your projects.
Yeah, I want to focus on what makes me happy and try to bring joy to other people. I am the Tabletop Santa Claus.
Oh, what am I getting? Wait. I got dice.
Oh man! Oh, I was going to crack out my dice too. That's actually just right here behind me.
Wait! Gotta hear the magic sound.
Now, didn't you get metal dice there, Ironcaster?
Yes, but they're at the DM's house for the 5e game I'm in.
Oh yeah.
He gave us all binders to put our stuff in, and I have a set of dice like hooked into the binder.
Mm-hmm.
So I have no excuse not to have my dice there, not to have my character sheet there. No excuse to not have pencils or pens because I have a little pouch in there for all that.
Man,
It's like they've
that sounds
got all
pretty
that.
good.
Yeah, the only thing I have to bring is my laptop just so I can take some notes. Which,
Right.
that is a bit of a good subject, I think, to kind of get into some table talk.
I think it's a great subject to be honest. Right now this weekend I've got a game going on with my son and his friends. So yeah.
So how do you feel about having the electronics at the table?
To be honest, if I had to be honest, if I'm running games where I have physical copy books. I don't have just the PDFs, I have physical copies. I mean, it's okay if so that way you can get like maybe 100 books there. But really, to be honest, how many times do you see someone crack open? How many times do you see all your players crack open one book simultaneously? Each. I guess at this point, here's my opinion. I personally wouldn't use it. I mean, when we started out, and let the fans know, let all your viewers know, yes, we've known each other for that long a time, guys.
Yeah.
Ironcaster started out in tabletop together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been 15 years of this.
So there's your background. There we go. We caught up all the viewers in case they go, wait, they know each other. They've known each other for a long time before they were even streamers.
Oh, is that being picked up on my?
Yeah. What is that, like scraping? It's probably
No.
That's
the rain.
Oh,
yeah. Hitting the window that hard that it's getting picked up on the microphone.
Yeah. So anyway, we caught them all up. I don't want to go too much into it because I know I spew that on every stream that I can. But when we started out, I wanted to use the electronics. I thought that would be a great innovation. But now, as I've gotten a bit older and as I've grown into tabletop a bit more than I thought I ever would have, to be honest, I never thought I would actually ever play a game for this long a time or keep doing it. I figured I would have faded out by now. I'm more with, and now that I actually have a huge collection of physical copies, I'm kind of more towards give me the book.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I see a place for it all. And I think that I think you wind up with, you're kind of in a position where if everyone has a laptop out,
right,
then if the odds of people getting distracted and starting to just like browse social media or do other things not related to the game just increase.
There's that, and then there's pulling too much power through one outlet.
That too.
Think about it. If I mean, Ironcaster, when I say I host a game for my son and my friends, or my son and his friends, I have a party of, hang on, let me count them. 3, 4. I've got a party of 4 to 6 players every time we do this.
That sounds pretty average for what was back in the day, which
right.
But
as I was saying, imagine each one of them needing a laptop that needs to be plugged in.
Do they all use a laptop?
No, none of them do.
Oh, good.
Yeah, no. I have all the books. They don't have. I have all the books. They can just reference that.
I mean, I only wound up using my laptop really just to take notes of the NPC names, and that's because I want to be able to kind of organize things together. So if we're meeting someone from Village A, then I can put him with the Village A people, then Village B, and then I can sort of organize things in a way that makes sense, so I don't feel like I have to, flip through pages just to.
Right. Suggestion: tablet.
I can do that too, but I like having the key. I like the keyboard.
Another suggestion: wireless Bluetooth keyboard for the tablet. Less than $50.
I've got him. It's not as good as the laptop. And playing at his house, I don't have it. Right. I don't even have the laptop hooked up to their Wi-Fi, so I'm not even able to go and start browsing the internet.
Well, I mean, I was just thinking of compatibility. Just like compacting and condensing everything down.
Oh, I considered that, I might try it again. Maybe I'll try it again this weekend.
I mean, I use a laptop when I game. It's because it's where I had the because I used a pre-gen. I didn't use a pre-gen. I used a random generator hex crawl. It was a hex crawl generator specifically that allowed me to create the story or work with the story. It even created everything for me. And so it's a little chaotic, but I mean, it tells you, it has you do the ratio of how much land you want to use, such as mountains, hills, grassland, and all that stuff. And you can, I can link it to you, but it's something for you, something nice for you to check out. But it doesn't have anything level restricted. So if it makes sense for a dragon to be around here and a character's trying to go through this one piece of land, and you're going to take on a level 8 dragon with level 1 characters, it can physically happen.
Well, I'd say that I mean, just because it's there doesn't mean you have to engage.
Exactly. But yeah, my son ran from it. I was like, yeah, he disturbed a dragon's sleep. It was a green dragon. He's like, yeah, I'm out. He ran and beat the dragon. He could outrun the dragon.
Oh, real quick. Hey, Philip A. Demick says, congratulations on 369. Dude, it's one of those magic numbers. I love it. The reciprocating, continuing order that. How often do you get that, though? But thank you.
I'm still working on it because I'm only at 49, unfortunately.
Hey, 50's right around the corner.
I know. I have those days where I just feel like I get those subs. Like, I will sit down and one day I'll see another sub and another sub, and then I'm like, man, I got 3 subs today. Didn't get none the next day though.
And then the YouTube guys decide to take 4 away.
Yeah, it's the issue.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, Manowar 665, the neighbor of the beast. You got to say it that way.
He started it with a blue box from a Kmart in 1978 is when he started. Well, we weren't alive in 1978. I was minus 10 years old.
I don't really know much about the blue box, so that one's different for me. Like, I know about the red box and the white box, but not so much the blue box. That I'm going to have to look into.
Oh, I'm looking it up. Oh, wow. I see the red box. I'm thinking the blue box basic set. Oh yeah, 1977 into 1980 retro RPG.
That'd be first edition.
Yeah, I've been reading up on a lot of first edition stuff.
Oh, and he's saying it was the intro for.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
AD&D first D.
I hope people don't hate me for this, but yes, I am looking at first edition stuff as of today. Just to read up on, not to really engage in.
Well, I mean, you say that like Knives are going to come out because you're daring to look at the older editions.
Well, it's what it seems like. It's what it seems like. You got some of those people that are like really extremists, and they're like, "Oh, well, that is during a bad time in gaming life," and
that doesn't have the transgender orcs.
It's like we're back to this, aren't we?
Of course, it's modern day. This is never going away. This is like the hill that you have people ready to die on.
It's
going to be the meme that we never get rid of.
Yeah, these people are wanting to throw down their sword. I mean, these people are throwing down their swords and making people fall on them. Mm-hmm. They're
the easiest thing you can do to defeat them is just laugh.
Yeah, that's all I'm doing.
Yep, you gotta put up the absurdity of it.
I'm laughing and I'm taking ideas for a game for myself, so that way everyone can hate me. Which I don't want anyone to hate me. I just want to play a good game that makes complete sense. I don't know. The greatest thing that we get to look at. I mean, this is what I tell everybody. You just have an open mind about everything. Don't worry about what you think it is. Just have an open mind. I mean, I guess. For me, I didn't really care for 5e, but once I got into it, I liked it. Now I'm kind of getting out of it because I can't find a group.
Well, actually, that's the opposite problem I see was where everyone wants to play nothing but 5e.
Right. No, actually, I don't know what's going on because for some reason I'm attracted to people who like OSR.
Well, that's also the circles we're kind of moving in, is that everyone wants to go into the OSR stuff, which,
Right.
hey, I'm not complaining. I got a shelf full of books I've been buying OSR adjacent stuff that I'm like, I want to get around to playing this stuff. I got to find the time to play it. I need to read through some of this. I need to get a game together.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. You got a Transformers offshoot that I would like to try.
I have that, and I mean, later this year, the actual Transformers RPG comes out.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to keep an open mind with that one.
So I have looked at the PDF for it. I don't see anything I have a problem with. In fact, there's a few things I think are fine.
Okay. Well, I don't think it's going to be too much like. I mean, I think they kind of went off the deep end with Power Rangers a little bit, so I think they might be coming back with Transformers. It's the same group that's doing Transformers, isn't it? That did the Power Rangers RPG and the GI Joe.
Yeah, I mean, if you looked at the GI Joe one,
in your review on it, or you didn't do a review. I've seen the stream that you had it. Yeah, that one I did like a bit better. Yes.
Yeah, that
Renegade.
that did.
Oh, I was just gonna say. I just want to point out. I don't hate all of their work. I just was very disappointed in this in the Power Rangers.
And yes, Green Apple's right. They are doing the Hasbro stuff. And part of me wonders if I need to get picked up the My Little Pony book just to complete the set.
Thought about it. Even I thought about it because I know some players who would love that. And their kids, yes. But they're my son's friends. So he brings friends home and say, "Dad, I got new players for Dungeons and Dragons and Castles and Crusades. Can we play?" Yep.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I might try it out I want to look at the rule book just to see if they do anything different, because the Power Rangers book was kind of limited and had a few mistakes that I saw with it, where the Power Rangers role-playing game was trying to really emulate the Mighty Morphin era, which, to be fair, is probably a good choice to do.
Right.
The other thing, though, is in trying to do that, and with a lot of the stuff they put in there to suggest that you could make your own Rangers, they sort of tied the Ranger colors to the character archetypes from the original series. So, as I always point to, if you're a Blue Ranger, you're always going to be the tech guy. You're always going to be the nerd. Right. And later series didn't do that. They would have a Green Ranger being the tech one. They would have, I think, the black one on a couple times has been that. The yellow one, maybe. And so yes, you could probably work something out to change that out, but you look at the G.I. Joe book, and they did a much better job with that.
Yes. I guess you're with every game company, you're gonna have the one really good work that they have, and they're gonna have that one really work that they drop the ball on.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate, but it was also the Rangers book was also the first one. And at this point, I want to see them do more with it. I want to see them kind of try to clean it up and improve it, because I don't want to say the book is lost.
No, I'm not ready for that either.
The problem is they're launching 3 full systems within a year.
Yeah.
Man of War, he came back after a 15-year hiatus, had the 5e core set in his shopping cart, then I found out the Gypsy wash. Oh, yeah, the Vistani. Wheelchair accessible dungeon, orcs is the good guys, etc. Order went straight. The problem is, 5e, basically everything up through effectively Tasha's Cauldron, which is before the Van Richten book came out, was fine.
I was about to say 5e was not all bad. It went downhill after Tasha's Cauldron.
I don't know what happened. It was I don't know if something internally in WotC made them flip a switch, and now they're just suddenly.
Well, I wasn't Tasha's Cauldron kind of pre-COVID before all this political stuff kind of became a bigger deal. Let's face it. Really, politics has got their hands in everything. Entertainment, everyone has a political story now, and and politics has it. I hate to bring it in because it's not very positive to talk about. Politics never really is, just like religion to me is not positive to talk about sometimes. But really, if you really do your homework and think about it, didn't it really start getting hit hard when all of that started happening?
Well, no, I would say for a lot of it, the politics was what politics has always been kind of part of things. It's just they became so overt with it. Like it's the meme of Donald Trump broke them, and yeah, it's like something happened, and then I gotta agree, Donald Trump broke a lot of people.
Yeah.
But what can you do? I mean, besides find other games, because obviously.
Well, I mean, and here's the thing that
You there?
I feel there. I think we might have lost Iron Cat.
It lost you for a second.
Yep. Probably storm's affecting because I've seen you go out a few times and I've seen you freeze a little bit. Your audio never cut out until just now.
Huh.
So your house must be getting hit. I was going to use the word pounded, but I decided not to. Anyway, I don't know. It's like a switch got flipped, and here we are, and it's it's really. But you know what? It's also up to the GMs to communicate with their players, to ask their players what do they want, out of gaming. I sit down. I have a session 0. I think nowadays session 0s, people say, oh, what's a 0 session? I think now session 0 is to sit down and talk to your players and communicate with them about what they want as a character, like leave the character creation up to them, but have them explain to you what they want and incorporate it in your, bend your world a little bit to incorporate them. I think that's all that needs to happen. But at the same time, here's where we're getting, as we stated before, here's where you're getting, orcs are the, orcs should be good guys, or, let's do like, I guess the biggest thing is, and I hope I don't I hope I don't lose any real followers or friends over saying this, but, I don't understand the big deal with having a cleric that doesn't have a deity.
But the idea, though, with the cleric is that you're in service of a higher power that's giving you
which is, if you want to be technical, let's look at this as simple math. Okay, you're a person in service to a higher power to gain divine magic. Without that, then you're pretty much just a wizard or sorcerer. Divine magic comes from the higher power. But everyone wants to be like, well, my cleric shouldn't have to worship a god, but I'm going to still play a cleric. Well, you could play a sorcerer that has healing magic. I mean, that's the thing. There's a lot more customization that people are not tapping into anymore. And honestly, they're with the creativity.
Well, again, to kind of lean into the cleric thing, the idea of turning undead, which is one of the most iconic elements of the cleric.
Mm-hmm.
The implication with that, though, is that you're imposing your faith, the holy symbol of your faith, is what you're using to empower yourself, so that you can repel evil.
Right,
and that's got to be tied to something, some sort of faith.
Right. I mean, I just don't understand why. I've seen a lot of things on Twitter. I'm not going to name any names because, as it states, I'm not trying to cause any more drama here than there already is.
Do it. Just lean into it.
But
be the villain.
Well, I am a GM. I'm always the villain.
Of course. You should be used to it then.
I mean, I remember back in 3.5, we all wanted homebrew stuff. We wanted to make up our own stuff. Now it's like we don't even see that anymore. I see less of that and more people are saying, well, these are the rules. We should go with it. We should go with what's by the book. I'm like, it's like everything is going on. It's like we're going on opposite day. Everything's reversing. Where politics is staying out of gaming because, well, it's fantasy. It's not real. What can hurt? Now they're all into gaming, for whatever reason. And now we have less creativity, less homebrewing, and a lot more by the book stuff. Whereas before all of this, we had more homebrew creativity. Let's use our imagination and less of drama. I can't put it any other way. It's like we've all hit a reverse switch on everything, and it's like, man, kind of got to where we want to, go with creativity. Now it's just not there.
Well, oddly enough, I see the creativity as flourishing, though.
Oh, maybe. I mean,
for one thing, the OGL is definitely a thing that's caused a lot of success and a lot of.
Now, I've been wanting to bring this up to a lot of streams. I've been hearing rumors, and I don't know if you can confirm them, but rumors are in 2024, Wizards is dropping the license completely.
The thing is, I don't know if they actually could.
Really?
The problem is,
okay.
The problem is, though, with my understanding of it, the OGL effectively is basically gave free reign for people to then design things for 5th edition.
Right.
And as a result, that's free labor that they were benefiting from.
Right. Well, I mean, I guess, see, at the same time, though, it kind of goes back with what we talked about on previous streams, too, and you were there, mentioned a few times that the open gaming license, if it gets dropped, and then they go with their plan with the online portion, with the app portion, to create your own games inside of this app, that they can just claim them because it's not under the open gaming license anymore, and it's using the content of Wizards of the Coast, which means they could slap every gamer or every creator who's done third-party creations with the copyright license. Essentially, I'm not an expert at it, but I think that would make sense. However, if they do keep the open gaming license, then it would be a little bit different for them just to claim other people's works, I feel. But I could be wrong about that, too.
I don't know. Like, it's a good question. I'd be curious about wanting to ask some experts on that, because I think that is one of these concerns a lot of people have in the long terms of the hobby is could the open game license be ever taken back?
Right. And right now, I did just look up a bunch of stuff. I don't have I'm not going to share anything that I found because I don't feel it to be concrete. There's a lot of things. There was something about it. There was even one on a law website that I saw, and I'm like, okay, we're going to just chalk it up to a rumor at the moment, and we'll have to see 2024 what happens.
I think a lot of it, though, comes down to people are just a lot of speculation, and people think that this is going to happen.
Right.
Well, because they're trying to take a guess and try to plan ahead. Well, it's part of that human nature to worry about this stuff.
Right. Well, we're seeing a lot of changes at WotC. There's been a ton of changes over the last, I don't know. We've been in this Ironcaster for 15 years, and we've been through 3.5, 4th, and 5th edition, and we're going into 1 D&D together. As I considered you a friend, but I consider you somewhat of a partner too, because we've done this together for like the last 15 years. We've played every. We tried 4th edition D&D. We tried 5th edition D&D together. So
I didn't hate. I didn't hate 4th edition. I didn't get enough of a chance to play it because we only played like one time.
We played one time, and the popularity on it died quicker than crap. It's just, I'm a tabletop junkie, and I'm also trying to appeal to everybody too. But at the same time, it's like that's going to be hard to do. I'm trying to do the impossible because I like having a community that's united, over having fun. That's what tabletops are supposed to be for. But I feel like we've just gone down the rabbit hole with we're serious like all the time, 24/7, and I'm like, man, this starts to sound like a job. Argumentatively, that's my personal opinion. I take no offense to anybody who's listening. I'm just stating what I see.
Just to kind of get back to the comments real quick.
Mhm.
Man of Wars says the whole one situation smacks of
Mhm.
microtransactions and a phone ringing and ownership of participants' intellectual property. They will also be able to enforce the rules as written. Yeah, there is a lot of concerns in that I have around 1D&D just because of it being an online service. What can we expect from them to do? If you're again, this is one of those well talked about concerns. Like, are they going to be able to take away your books? I mean, obviously, if you're investing in this too much and then you get accused of wrongthink, you just lost everything. And yeah, and also potentially monitor your games. So if you start, I don't know, we'll say, and I think the most inevitable idea is going to be someone starts marching all of their goblins in funny little windmill shapes, we'll say.
I mean,
The German windmill
yeah, and I
unfriendliness.
honestly can't. And honestly, I'm going to say this: I cannot disagree with Man of War on that statement. He is kind of, and I don't mean. I'm sorry, I'm using the wrong word. Kind of is not. Or he's totally using that, and everything he says is in the right context.
Yeah, like I said, I think ultimately we're all going to really be it's going to cause people to scatter to the winds and go check out other systems.
Yeah,
I mean
I'm already on my way.
You're heralding Castles and Crusades, so you can't get enough of that.
Nope.
Oh, by the way, hey, Memes of Destruction showed up. I don't get to see him enough. He's me if I worked out.
If you had pecs that were like the size of my forearms.
Yeah, and he just shows up. He's like, boom, shirtless. Like, oh, hey guys. Like, oh, I'm gonna go drink myself into a depression.
I'm probably gonna do that tonight. I got a bottle of rum for myself.
See. It says Pathfinder is basically 3.5 simplified.
Yes.
I would say refined. I'd say it's refined.
Yes.
Not necessarily simplified. I mean, yes, kind of skill points got cleaned up a bit.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So speaking of simplified, that term was used in the 1D&D trailer that they're going to simplify the 5th edition. Now, my question is, how do you simplify a very simple system? It's not exactly overly convert and hard to use. It's actually, I can make a character. I can make like 5 characters in under a couple hours.
Okay, I need like a blue wig to throw on for doing this. Well, you see, we thought it was problematic that people could get into challenges and all this violence.
Oh, here we go.
And so we decided to have it work out to a oppression. We turned it into a game of measuring oppression. The most oppressed wins. It's a new it's a new skill point you can have in your sheet right next to that charisma. Oh, but that's actually the wrong word to use. See, we're going to get rid of the charisma because that implies that there are unattractive people who aren't being very good at being charismatic. So we're going to just have the oppression meter, and that's going to be the only stat you need.
Yeah.
Don't you want to play my game? In fact, come on, you can come to Strixhaven into the baristas.
Huh. If I go into
we have a really complicated coffee order for you.
Oh boy. Oh, so do I got a roll to discern to
oh well, no,
order?
That's the best part, you know. In fact, you don't even have to roll. You just say you do it. It's like a story game.
Yeah,
because if we let you use those dice, it might imply you have an unwanted outcome.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Oh my god, I can't do this anymore. All right. I am not Seth MacFarlane, but I wish I had his voice because I'd say, I'm going to fuck your outcomes with a parsnip.
Oh, we don't use those naughty words here.
Oh, for
That's
God's
also
sake.
problematic.
Oh, boy. You know, what's not problematic?
Saying things is problematic is not problematic. I'll have you know. In fact, that's empowering.
Okay. I'm in
That
timeout.
dice is. Are you insulting the intelligence of that dice?
Oh, boy. Yep, I'm never.
I find that
I'm never
problematic.
playing. Yep, I'm never.
I
playing
identify as a
again.
dice. Thank you very much.
Oh boy. Yep, Dungeons and Dragons out for me.
And that's how I kill an interest.
Yes. I don't know. I started, I like to stay with the one game I started out with, but it's just kind of going down a rabbit hole I don't want to follow. I'm kind of scared to see what happens. I mean, Alice went down that rabbit hole and we see what happened to her.
I'll have you know that it's not cheating because that's what I wanted.
What's up, Brent?
He says,
Well,
go watch volume 1 of The Gaydom Menace. I was a pale puff marshmallow dude.
oh, wow.
Oh, come on, man. Where you're teasing me now.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, Fellowship of the Rings extended, uncut, just the way the ladies like it.
Yeah, I'm trying to get through Return of the King, but that's like 6-hour movie because it's extended and uncut. It's everything.
That's the only Lord of the Rings we need too. There's nothing else. Nothing else coming out this week that we're not going to talk about.
And to quote the clerks, there was only one return, and it was of the Jedi, not of the King.
All right. First off, you're huffing Kevin Smith dialogue there. I think we need to.
What's wrong with Kevin Smith again? Someone has to explain that to me.
Oh,
because I've not really been up to date on his recent stuff.
Well, to make a long story short, there, Kevin Smith lied about He-Man.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a whole story there. He came out, attacked, what was it, Clownfish TV over rumors they were reporting on the He-Man show that he was like involved with.
Okay. That explains a lot. And now that it's finally keep going. I'm not gonna keep going.
So basically, he attacked and insulted them. Basically for like a how dare you report on this stuff when him on his fucking Fat Man on Batman podcast, that's like the exact same shit he does.
Wow. Oh, so he called somebody out for the same thing he did.
Basically, there's more to it. And yeah, Kevin Smith sold out. He's corporate Kevin. He directs episodes of like the CW shows.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that thank you for clearing that up. Now I can get on. Now I can get on this band card of no longer liking anything that's Kevin Smith anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not telling you don't enjoy the movies he's did because I mean I still enjoy Dogma. It's just Kevin Smith kind of lost that nerd cred for the modern day.
Right. Yeah. No, he was good nerd back in the day. I still like I like the Clerks 2 and the Clerks, but that was before everything kind of went downhill. It's like that's the thing. Everything's just going downhill.
It's like I think the popular meme is that, the Kevin Smith that came back after the heart attack, well, he came back wrong.
Yeah, because he started acting like this after he had his heart.
It was like I think what happened was like he turned vegan.
Yeah,
and it's like I don't know the lack of protein to his brain. He's just a piece of shit now. But we're here to talk about the good stuff.
Yes. So let's get. Let's see. I've got a lot of good stuff. Boy.
Oh. Oh,
Oh,
dog
hey.
got me into religion. I hope you followed through on that. You kind of looked into it.
Yeah.
Memes.
I got another question. For
I
those
may have an
who,
answer.
for those who do like, let's say, for instance, for those who do like, I guess my question is, I think with what's going on in today's time, I hate to take ideas from the real world and incorporate in a fantasy world, but with everyone not really liking the idea that a cleric is tied to a deity, I had this, like, I've been talking with another person about their campaigns left and right on Twitter too, and I wanted to pass the idea of, at this point, at this stage, what would happen if the gods of the Dungeons and Dragons universe or any universe, what happens if those gods just suddenly turn away from the active world? What would happen?
Well, I mean, isn't that kind of where Dragonlance started?
I don't know. I mean, I'm still
Because
kind of reading on that. I thought Ravenloft was the only world without gods.
well, again, part of the idea with Dragonlance, to my understanding, was the gods are all gone, dragons are a myth, and then the dragons come back, and like the first cleric in hundreds of years is discovered, stuff like that, etc.
Right.
That Dragonlance was a kind of epic in its own right, that kind of doing what Game of Thrones had been.
Mm.
And yeah, like I said, there's a whole like history there, and dozens of books or so and modules.
I will say I loved the Mythica movies. If you guys haven't seen them, I do recommend watching them. I should do some reviews on those on my channel sometime. But you know about the Mythica movies.
You'd have to refresh me.
They were the movies that was on Sci-Fi with Kevin Sorbo and a few. Kevin Sorbo was really the only real actor that was on there. The other ones were just starting out. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna share something here with you. I just want to share a photo, but big photo. Give me a huge photo. All right, that's big as I can. Can I make it bigger? Oh, for God's sake. Here, this is what I'm kind of talking about, and you can show it to that one. It was a 5-movie series.
Okay.
Yeah. It was Quest for Heroes, Darkspore, Necromancer. It had Matthew Mercer. No, I mean, at the time that this was made, it was Kevin Sorbo was, I feel, the most refined actor in there. And by refined, I mean most well-known, but also had Matthew Mercer in it, too. He was the villain.
I mean, you've got my interest at Kevin Sorbo now.
Right.
I mean,
yeah. He plays
I've got the whole like box set of Hercules, the Legendary Adventures.
Oh, nice. Yeah, no, this is a movie about a girl who finds a bit more about herself, and she tries to seek help from a person she talks to, and his name is Gojan Pai, played by Kevin Sorbo. And then she goes on adventures with a party. It's pretty much D&D style. I mean, you know what, Ironcaster, we really got to get together and have you come over and watch those with me.
Yeah, I think we should definitely do like just kind of get together and hang out and whatever.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Oh hey, can't.
Yep.
Spoiler.
Yep. Everyone's off for 5 minutes.
Oh. So yeah, I by the way, I got a little bit of tabletop news for you that I thought might be of interest to you. Let me get this set up. Just to kind of actually cover a little something. What do you think about superhero RPGs?
Oh, I kind of oh man, I run one. I run a homebrew one on my channel. I've got 2 episodes for someone, just origins. I mean, I like superheroes. I haven't gotten much into Mutants Mastermind because it's a little D20 heavy. But yeah.
What about Marvel?
Well, I mean, like, are we talking about the D6 system or
I mean,
the Marvel Universe? Oh, that one.
the upcoming one.
Oh, I haven't even heard about that one yet.
So there's effectively a playtest out for it currently,
Mm-hmm.
and we're now getting the more or less official release date.
Ah, okay, cool.
Comicbook.com says Marvel's announced the release window. So, hey, thanks for narrowing it down there, Marvel. Their upcoming Marvel Multiverse RPG, along with the details about the game's first adventure, will be released in June of 2023, with the first adventure book, The Cataclysm of Kang, in July. The Cataclysm of Kang adventure book will offer players an option for either creating heroes that progress from street level to cosmic champions, or choose a different set of heroes to face off the six interlocking adventures of the book. New character profiles will also be released in the Cataclysm of Kang adventure. Yada yada yada. Playtest. Release a new revised playtest that addresses much of the feedback surrounding archetypes and ranks. And yeah, this is our current cover we have.
Oh, that looks kind of nice. I like the artwork. It's very, very nice.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's all right. I wish it was actually Wolverine on the cover and not X-23. Over here, which is about my main complaint, because I'm sorry, but no, X-23 is not
Wolverine. Yeah, we've been having
a
that
clone
for a while.
And if you keep pushing this, like, no, she, no matter what she tries, she's not Wolverine. She needs her own identity. Let her be clone. Let her be her. Let her get her own identity. Like, fuck off. Wolverine is Logan.
Yep.
James Hellman.
Always has been. Always will be.
And the Cataclysm of Kang. Oh. I don't like this one. I don't like half the cast.
Wow. They've had no one famous in there besides Falcon.
Doctor Strange.
Oh, and him. But they got American Chavez.
I mean, of these, I like Doctor Strange and Spider-Gwen.
Oh, yeah. Well, everyone loves Spider-Gwen.
Yeah.
At least I would hope so. I mean, I kind of do.
Let's see. First announced in late 2021, the Marvel RPG, Marvel Multiverse. Do we need to put Marvel Multiverse in the title of this thing?
Yeah, I don't.
Because everyone's just going to call it the Marvel RPG. It's a new tabletop RPG designed by Matt Forbeck. Instead of using existing rule sets, the new game is using a custom-made D616 system that's built on players rolling 3 6-sided dice when they make a check. One of the 3 sides is called a Marvel dice, and it can trigger a fantastic roll with good consequences whenever it rolls a 1. If a player rolls a pair of 6s on the standard dice and a 1 on the Marvel dice, it's considered an ultimate fantastic roll that counts as an automatic success. It's like, okay, that's cute that you're going for the 616 thing, but that's going to be confusing to people.
Yeah, it's a 6-1. They said it's a 616.
I mean, 2 of the dice you want to roll 6s on.
Okay.
The third dice you want to roll a 1 on.
Isn't it the universe in 616?
Yes, that's why they named it that. But I mean, if I can we just roll 6s for all of them to be successes? Like, that would make things so much easier. Rather than having to explain, like, oh, except for this one. This one we roll 1s on instead.
And no matter what, it's always a 1.
Yeah, just so we can have the gimmicky 616, which is right in the middle of the other 2.
Right.
They did it just because of the 616 number, not because it's good mechanically.
Which means it's probably not going to be that good. Yeah.
To be fair, I haven't looked at the playtest. I know I still need to. I
Right.
don't. It's a dumb gimmick that is irking me.
I agree with you. I can't say I disagree with that at all because I don't. It's a gimmick that shouldn't be happening, period. But it is what it is.
Again, like I said, it's just gonna be one more thing to have to explain.
Absolutely.
Whereas I could just say, "Oh, yeah, just roll. All right, here's a blue dice and here's 2 red dice and a blue dice.
Right.
You roll the red dice, and if a thing happens, then you roll the blue dice, and then we can see what happens from there."
I just don't know how I feel about all that. Well, why didn't they just leave it a D6 system then? Because originally there was a game for D6.
I think it's also in part they wanted to do their own thing and not just reprint.
Yeah, that's true too. Which is fine. I'm all for new games, but like
all right, so I was saying to you while we were I was saying to you like in our DMs, like I wanted to share a dumb article because I think it's always funny to have a laugh.
Right.
And if there's any one thing that people love to do, it's just come up with the dumbest gimmick characters. And 5e has given us one.
Let's see it.
The Bee Forge.
Oh, for crying out loud. Well, you weren't kidding.
Bee Forged is a warforged filled with bees. Yeah, that's it. There has to be a story behind this.
Well, let's keep going.
Okay, everybody, sit down and shut it. This is a good one. Bee Forged is a warforged that was in a party with Beleth Esther, a self-proclaimed awesome guy tiefling who was, in fact, splendidly insane. There was also a human ranger, but he's unimportant. While traveling, Beleth found a beehive. He tore it down, opened the warforge, and crammed the thing into his chest cavity. Throughout their journey, Beleth never bothered to remember the names. Their original quest was to save some guy's son, but it turned out to be part of a bigger scheme. More on this later. Now, Beeforged wasn't good at showering or understanding emotions, but having the bees implanted in him that started to change. After about a week, he started humming with bees. When Beleth decided to try out his disguise kit and dress as an elf woman, which he continued despite not needing a disguise, Beeforged enjoyed it in ways he had never felt before. After the party finally got to the cave where they were heading to, they found a bunch of kobolds who were working for an orc who was poisoning the waterhole with some sick image he worshipped, and the kid they were saving was going to be a snacrifice.
Snacrifice.
Beeforged was among them as they fought and put an end to it. Though Beleth claims he did it single-handedly, and after losing his sword, used monk powers to kill everything. TLDR, bees. In general, a Beeforged may be a warforged that is somehow made of / filled with / communes with bees. It is the most obvious class for a Beeforged would be a druid. Remember, in particular in the 4th edition, the Primal Power rulebook contained a rule for a swarm druid. A druid is specialized in insects whose wild shape is a cloud of bees, and you have the markings of a hilarious Beeforged. In 5e, Touch Cauldron Everything introduced the Swarm Keeper Ranger, which fits noticeably better into the Warforged full of bees concept. Okay, hey, come on. Look at this guy. I love how derpy he is. Bees. So I'm just kind of browsing through 1D4chan trying to find some nonsense. It wasn't quite as good as I was hoping, but it was still fun to look at. And boy, do people sure love their dumb concepts for characters. God, at this point, I'm just with gaming. I just want to come up with some dumb concepts and just roll with them. And I think my next character is just going to be like astrology, the personification of astrology Twitter, and just plays with the tarot deck and says everything is destined by the stars. And then I get to talk like this. And oh my gosh, did you hear about Becky? She's like totally a Taurus. I swear. The sign of Pisces is not in her. It's not in the cards for her today.
No.
I don't know like actual astrology lingo, so I gotta go and study this now just so I can ship post for an entire campaign.
Oh, jeez.
Or until the character gets killed, which I think the character's will after like a week and a half.
Oh, wow. Good point.
Like I said, it's sometimes you just gotta ship post enough just to make things entertaining.
Right. No, I hear you on that one.
And also in 5e now, I'm just at a point where I'm just kicking in the door. I'm going for the treasure. Whatever. Look, we can always do a short rest and heal. I'll be fine. It's either I'll sleep it off or I'll make the paladin pick me up.
Yes, yeah,
So,
you were asking me something?
oh, I was just waiting to see how long it would take you to actually respond.
I was waiting for you to ask me the question. You said so I'm assuming you were asking me a question.
Yeah. So you said you've been playing Castles and Crusades.
Yes.
What is it about it that appeals to you beyond like some of the other stuff of like 5e or other systems or any of the other OSR retro clones?
I don't know. I think it's the fact that it actually resembles old style D&D quite a bit. Like it's got everything that 3.5 had, but it's a lot more refined. And pretty much I could do anything with it too.
Well, also, don't some people say that it effectively was like Gary Gygax's like lineage, like the last games he was working on was CNC?
To be honest, when did Gary Gygax pass away? Let's analyze this.
In the 2000s.
Okay. Well, we're going to look this up because I'm actually going to probably bring up some evidence in here that's going to actually disprove that.
2008.
Okay, so he died in 2008. Okay, so, and the very first printing of Castle and Crusades was actually in, let's see here, when did this get out? 2004. Okay, and Gary Gygax was, no, that's part of a designer, but Wizards of the Coast was actually designing it too. It says the designers of this for Troll Lord Games was Wizards of the Coast, Gary Gygax, Stephen Chenault, David Chenault, and Jim Ward. Okay. Well, I'm not 100% sure if that's really true or not. I can't say that it is. I can't say that it's not. However, I don't see anything in it that actually disproves that, or that actually proves that it's actually, what's the word? Culture?
Oh. That Kiki into CNC. Heyo.
It's honestly just a more simplified system. So let's go through. You know what? I'm about to actually do a video on this because I want people. Because someone wrote to me and said, I like Castles and Crusades, but I find how the skills work very. What's the word he used? I got it right here. I actually got the message right here. We're not going to share the message.
No, you don't have to.
But we will just say he said it was a bit odd. Okay, so Yes, it works a little bit differently because you don't really deal with skills. The whole skills thing has been taken out. If you're proficient in dexterity, you get to roll the proficiency in dexterity, which means you roll a 12 or better. Unless you're going up against a level 5 character at level 1, then you would essentially roll a 16 or better. And then if you're not proficient in a certain skill, let's say where you're trying to do a death save, like Constitution.
Okay, let's back up.
Okay.
I don't have the full context. I have not played Castles and Crusades.
Okay.
So,
this is why I'm going to do a video on that. So let's back up. And answer your questions that you have. So what's your first question?
Okay, so how do skills work in CNC? Because you said something about a 12 and then a 15, then I got a 16.
Well, yes, but if you're also proficient with that attribute, you have your 6 normal attributes that you do in regular D20, which is your strength, your dexterity, your constitution, your all that stuff. So, and depending on what you choose, and now if you're a human, you get to choose an extra proficiency. Your proficiencies are actually decided on, one by your class, and the other one you get to choose. And then if you're a human, you get to have one by your class, one you get to choose, and you get to choose an extra one for yourself. It's a lot kind of like what reminds me of that is features, how you get to choose in regular 3.5. A human got to start off with 1 or 2 feats, but then get to choose an extra one based on their class and based on the fact that they're human. So if you're proficient, let's say, for instance, you're going to try and break your bindings. You're going to just snap them. If you're proficient with your strength to just snap them, you get to roll a 12 or better unless there's... Now here's the thing. That's your proficiency difficulty level. But say, for instance, you had an expert who knew how to tie knots. Let's say a level 2 expert, for whatever reasons, we're just going to make it a little bit hard. These ropes, or just say these ropes are made of extra sturdiness to make sure that you wouldn't get out there. I would make it a little bit more difficult. So then your target number goes from a 12 to a 14. If you're not proficient in strength, in by proficiency means you'd have a circle checked. If you're not proficient in strength, then you'd have to roll an 18 or better. Unless I made it harder, then it'll be 20 or better. So what you do is you roll the dice and then you add your modifier. And it's the result that you get after the modifier. Now, if you have a -1 and you roll a 19, you got an 18, you fail anyway because you needed a 20. Unless you do a nat 20. Nat 20s are automatic. I love that. That is the arc from Transformers that ran by your head.
No.
That wasn't it? That wasn't it?
That was Metroid.
Oh, nice. Okay. It looked like the arc from Transformers. The original G1 style. Anyway, so what I'm going to actually do, Ironcaster, and I can include you in on this video too if you want. I'm going to do probably tonight or not necessarily tonight. Not necessarily tonight, but I've been really thinking about it. I'm going to do a video about how to make a character in Castles and Crusades and go over a few of the rules from the player's handbook for people to better understand what it is. And then we're going to talk about 2 things, features and skills, because you can have a skill. Now, if you have a skill, for instance, say you want the normal escape artist skill, okay, which is a dexterity check, then you get a specialty. So you're proficient with dex, you have escape artist, which the aligned attribute is dexterity. So because you have that one specialty, your target number goes from 12 to 11. And then you take it up by and then if I make it extra silk, you go from 12 to 14. But because you're special, you got a specialty skill in it, it's now 13. So it does make things easy. I haven't really had my players choose from the skills list yet because that is also optional. It's not mandatory. It's optional for the GMs to have. But I've been thinking about, why don't we just do that? Now, when you come into choosing if you want that skill or not, a GM can allow you to select the skill or select a feat or both. One or the other or both. So everything in it is optional. I think that's what I like about it, is the options. Everything is optional. It's not fine print. Whereas right now we're seeing a lot of that out of WotC. It's not that these options are there for those players. It's that, these are part of the rules, so they can happen regardless of what the GM says. It seems like that's where we're kind of going with Dungeons and Dragons, which is why I'm kind of steering away from it.
think I might need to call it short here. Sounds like something's going on in the kitchen, and I need to go check that out.
All right. That's not a problem.
Yeah, I gotta cut it short. I gotta go see what's going on.
Okay.
But
All right. Well, take care, Iron Caster. Thank you for having me. I hope you have me back.
yep. Sorry, gotta call it short, guys.